welcome to another episode of Health Hustle Chronicles, where the grind meets growth in the world of healthcare. As you know, this ain't your typical podcast because I bring you some of the freshest, livest guests from around the world. Today, we have a very special guest joining us by way of Louisiana, our very own Matt Peale. A little bit about Matt Peale. Matt's an executive health and wellness trainer. He started his fitness journey back in 2008 as a personal trainer at 24 Hour Fitness in Laguna Hills, California. Over the years, Matt has worked with clients and organizations from California, Mississippi, as well as Louisiana. During the pandemic, Matt wrote the book, The Athlete in the Game of Life, and became a corrective exercise specialist. Working with clients of all ages, Matt builds relationships to inspire them to become who they want to be in their minds. The more people that he works with, the greater his satisfaction as an executive health and wellness trainer. Matt is currently the personal and sports training director at Beauchene Country Club in Mandeville, Louisiana, and studying to become the sports performance coach. So please welcome Matt. Matt, welcome, man.
Thank you.
We here. I'm excited to be here. I can actually hear you, see you.
That's amazing.
Some good stuff, man. So welcome. So tell me a little bit about, come on, Matt. We've been connected for quite some time. That is. And do you know how many years it's been?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's been quite some time. It's been at least 6 or 7 years. And, the hour of networking, because here it is. We fast forward to 2024. You and I here engaged with one another, and now we get to share our stories with the world. How exciting is that?
That's fantastic, because things like this allow us to do so. Whereas before, you had to get on an airplane, or maybe we just talk on the phone.
Exactly.
This is great.
Exactly. So let's kick this things off, man. Tell a little bit introduce yourself to the world, both personally as well as professionally.
So, yes, I'm Matt Peale. I've been in the fitness industry since 2008. Just kind of stumbled in it in a sense. I was, as you know, if we talked before, 2008, that was recession year, right?
Right.
That's when housing market hit. Everything went bottom. And so I got let go from a job at APM Terminals, part of Maersk, in the LA area at the Port of LA. And what am I going to do at that point in time? And I had a good high school friend and fraternity brother who owned a nutrition store in Daphne, Alabama. And so I reached out to him and said, hey, man, we try and go into business together. We both love health and fitness and maybe do some business.
Right.
And so flew out there and I got a personal training cert first. I think let me get a little bit more info on just what to do besides just working out for myself. And then went out there, and as we know, in 2008, I couldn't find funding to help buy into it. So then I had the certification. I was like, well, what the hell am I going to do with it now?
Sure.
School, I have a marketing degree. So I've done outside sales in a lot of different areas, but I didn't go to school for fitness. This is kind of new. And so couldn't get the funding, then was still living in California and said, well, I might as well use this thing. So I went to 24 Hour Fitness, applied to be a personal trainer. And a gentleman named Tim Hutchings, who I'm still good friends with, hired me. And then that kind of stirred me into the fitness arena.
Okay. So have you actually been a trainer since 2008, or is that kind of created the pivot and then you started down that journey becoming a trainer?
No, that was it. That's where it started. It was like November. So really right about now, sometime in November is when he hired me. After things kind of there with getting in with the store. And that's why I started figuring out how to work with clients and use what I paid for.
Are you even from California?
Originally, yes.
Okay.
But consider myself from here in Mandeville, Louisiana. This is where I went to high school. This is my third time living here in this town, actually. And I've been here since January of 2015 now. So going to my 9th year back home, as I say.
Do you speak French?
I speak zero French.
No French? You ain't not just a little
French around here. No one speaks French around here. What are you talking about?
I thought everybody spoke French in Louisiana. See, that's my ignorance, man. That's my ignorance. But you do got some good food down there. I know that much.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I love the food, man.
But listen, when people come on the podcast, man, they love talking about their hustle journey because, and I know there's no straight line for success, right? We generally take, and then we fall down the cliff and then we climb our way back up and then we're making all these long turns or whatnot. And educate me. Tell me about your hustle journey. I would love to know.
Oh man, it's been a lot. So, out there and working at the gym, and I got a couple more certifications, working my way up to being the assistant fitness manager there, or was a fitness manager at that location. But then knew, it would make really what I needed to make.
Okay.
And there was some management changes that went on there. And the other kind of big driving factor at that point in time was I got recently divorced then. And my child and his mom, who I'm still very good friends with, were moving back to Mississippi, where she's from.
Okay.
So did not want to continue living out there and moving my way up in the gym. So I trying to find a way that I can move back to the South where I enjoy more. And so then that's where things kind of twisted and turned with what I wanted to do. And eventually moved back in 11 to the Hattiesburg area and worked with a network marketing company called Herbalife at that point in time, and opened up what they call a nutrition club in the very early stages of it. And there in Hattiesburg, after getting my feet wet, and lo and behold, tornado comes through town. Right,
that comes with the course, right, of Louisiana, that whole down south, right?
Yeah, that was Mississippi. So
okay.
I was up in Mississippi in Hattiesburg, an hour and a half from where I'm at now. And a tornado came through and hit the strip mall that my location was in. I was only open business, not even 6 months.
Man, come on now. Get out of here.
Yeah. Kind of the beginning of the end on that. And that forced me to come move down back here in end of 14, beginning of 15. And got on board with a company called a little health club called Franco's Athletic Club, and worked with them and got promoted them for about 8 years. And then about a year or so ago, I came over to Boshin Country Club and have been there for about the last year. And then in addition to, like we talked, right, what are you going to do? Gyms are closed.
Do something different.
Tell
me about that pivot, because it had to be something great, man.
So that's where I've been, was listening to some marketing stuff, and it kept on saying, write a book. How do you be different?
Right.
Write a book.
Right.
So I wrote a book, got an SBA loan because they were giving them out, interest rates and things like that. And there was a company called Advantage Media that was doing these things called a hook book. So for those of you that are out there and thinking about writing a book, I don't know if they do this program anymore, but they pair you with a ghostwriter. They do all the back end for you. You give a lot of the information, and then they basically do all the work, and then they publish it for you and put it on Amazon, put it on all the different places, and help with your book. I know you just did self-publishing with book, so this is one way. Advantage Media is still out there. I don't know what the programs are, but so that's how I wrote that. Then became a corrective exercise specialist, because I saw like what we're doing now, right? We're sitting, especially as the pandemic happened.
Yep.
Just into these screens more and more and more. I'm sitting at my dining room table, which is not meant to be here for 8 to 10 hours a day going at it, right?
Exactly. Okay.
But that's what everybody's had to do. They have that home desk. They didn't have anything like that.
No, you just made it whatever. You get in where you fit in, whatever you had, man.
Yeah. So I saw this from working with professionals that were just looking like this over and over and over again. The whole body's in chronic pain. I said, well, this is how I can kind of pitch. And got into that corrective exercise and wrote a couple online programs, and really just kind of what I'm doing now with being more executive health and wellness than just kind of a personal trainer. And now also currently studying to get my sports performance certification through NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine. And that's where I'm at, right now, and then look to launch that into some new ventures.
So once you get that certification, what is that going to allow you to do differently from what you're doing now?
It really, I can work more with athletes. I mean, I work with athletes as I do now, but I can work more with athletes. But it's really opened my eyes to what sports performance training can do for the professional, for the executive, and then tying that into what I've known in some of the background about what's called neuroplasticity, and how the brain develops new neural pathways and brain cells only through exercise, complex movements. And complex movement really just means like a squat, right? Because you have multiple joints going on at one time, or a bench press, as opposed to just a bicep curl, right? And balance training, agility training, all these things help to improve like decision making and dealing with adversity and dealing with stress, which can then help people in these high power positions. If you're doing all the stuff that is going to help boost your brain power with specific programs, then that'll just help you with your decision making under pressure as you are and try to improve your profitability and grow your company.
Well, I'm liking this. I'm like, you work with anybody, anywhere in these executive roles. So anywhere from 2 years old all the way up to 90 plus. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the role or the location that they're in.
Right. What's that phrase? 8 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of it, you know?
So let me ask you this. So, okay. Were you even in fit before you got into this in 2008, or is this like a that you had to get in fit for?
No, so that's a great question, man. So insight into the Matt Peale, right?
Right.
So growing up, I wear contacts, so I'm blind. I can't see.
Okay. Yeah. Most of us are.
Right. So, but 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, 10 years old, I'm an athlete. I played sports. I played soccer, basketball, everything growing up. Soccer is what I latched onto in high school, and then into college. I played in college and a little beyond it. So what happened is my own self-image was I'm just a scrawny kid. I was a skinny kid. I'm not a big hulking guy. I'm 5'9", 5'10", about 168 pounds, but just very lean, right?
Got you.
So when I graduated high school, I was only 140 pounds. But
when you graduated, you was 140.
Graduated.
Whoa, okay.
Lean, very, I played sports and all that. This was before soccer players were allowed to hit the gym in early 90s, So I guess about my 8th grade year, I was started just doing push-ups. Let me just get some push-ups and try and overcome this scrawny shit I have. Right. And then my parents... I'm sure
it affects you mentally as well, because you're like, man, I want to be bigger, Got this creatine and all this stuff you were taking. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I saw this image in my head of this scrawny, nerdy kid with glasses who wasn't getting the 9-year-old girls to look and talk to him, right? So then in high school, my parents bought me a curl bar, some weights, and a pull-up bar. So I started to do things in my room. Anyways, fast forward that now, then I had the opportunity in 2008, and so I started going after my passion. I was going to the gym before that. I was working out. So really becoming that fitness trainer, personal trainer, educated me on what to do and what I wasn't doing and things like that. And I was like, oh man, my own workouts just exploded,
Because you know the knowledge. Now you got the insight.
Right. Knowledge.
Okay.
With the sales skills I've got that I did years knocking on doors, selling copiers, uniform rental services, things like that. It just makes for me building relationships with people easier.
So help the world understand, is it hard to become what you are? To get those certifications? What's the time frame involved in this for all the people that aspire to be in a position like you?
It depends how fast you learn. Everything now can be done online. They'll send you a book or you do an online program, and they give you 6 months to get it done. So it's just how much time can you dedicate? 15 minutes a day? Can you dedicate 2 or 3 hours a day? And can you pick up on your knowledge? It's anatomy, physiology. But here's the kicker that we talked about yesterday. Being a personal trainer is an outside salesman.
Expand on that. Yeah.
You're selling your services to members of the fitness center, gym you work out, or out in the community.
So they don't help you?
No, it's outside. It's sales. They help you with, here's a membership base.
Sure.
This is where there is some discrepancies here as the fitness industry is going on. Gyms need to help their trainers get up and going better, because a lot of them are young people, and they say, "Well, I became a trainer because I like to work out, and I look good in a bikini, what have you." That's not gonna put clients into your book.
Oh, okay. I just can't walk in there just looking like I can't look like doing that like that and just start getting clients.
That it doesn't work. Some people ask, well, what do you do? Right? And you might get a few. And then I'm not going to say that people aren't out there, but you have to develop business skills. Being a fitness trainer is your own business. Even if you work at a facility, it's your own business. So you have to go and talk to members, figure out how to approach them, how to build your client base, how to build relationships, because it's a relationship. It's not a transactional, here, home, here you go, you're selling this. See you later.
Right.
You want referrals. You want to continue building with these people. and building that relationship of trust. And that's where a lot of young people who get into this industry fall down and say, well, I don't do it. I'm here, right? Where's my
people?
$20 an hour?
Where are my people?
Just to stand here. Why don't you give me anything? So you got to work, bro.
Interesting. So is that the biggest pitfall that you would probably see that's associated with being an executive health and wellness trainer?
Yeah, it's a business, and that's where my marketing skills have come in play, especially outside sales. If you want to do online, that's a whole new skill set, right? And thing I'm trying to work on, develop on how to get those types of deals, because knock on the door, face-to-face handshake guy, and I'm successful building there. This I struggle with. How do I communicate this through here for me as a 49-year-old, ex-guy?
But you're in shape though. I seen your videos, man. Every time I see your videos, I get inspired. I'm like, look at this dude, man. Same age as me, in shape, looking great. Come on, man. People aspire to look like you.
But yeah, communicating for me, like where the tough parts to segue a little bit, is communicating what I can do face to face with you here to compete. Yes, now with the 24-year-old dude or chick, girl, who is looking knockout to follow me instead of that person.
All right, so I'm dying to know, and I'm just gonna take a peek back real quick because you gave me some of your journey. But if you hadn't been an executive health and wellness trainer, what would you have been? Tell me about that.
I'd probably still be a 9-to-5 sales guy somewhere selling something.
Okay.
I don't know, but that's what I went to college for, was to do outside sales. So
you got a whole marketing degree in that.
That's what it was. Or maybe I'd still have stayed in the logistics, the shipping industry. I think I enjoyed that.
Sure.
But yeah, that's what I think I'd be.
So for the people that are ignorant like me, help me and the rest of the world really understand, what the hell do you even do? What does an wellness trainer even do, man?
Well, I work with more professional people on a daily basis. So that's the other thing, is the misconceptions of building your client base. Who are the people paying for my services? Well, number one, they have to have disposable income to afford me.
True.
The fucking 28-year-old whoever, they can't afford me.
They can't afford you. They're still trying to figure it out themselves.
They're trying to figure it out themselves. And I think that's the other big misconception. It's not just one, being a business, but two, who's your audience? So it's business owners, it's CPAs, it's attorneys. Those are the people that I'm working with, that I have to build the relationships with to help them overcome what's going on in their life, with their sitting, with their pain, with their energy levels, with their nutrition, to get them to perform better in their jobs, which then helps them interact better with their families and build their relationships to improve their life.
So does your communication amongst age groups have to change in the way you communicate and sell your services? Because what I'm hearing is these 20-year-olds, they look great, but they can't afford your services. So generally speaking, you're going to be working with these executives of the world who've matured in age some, right? And I would imagine the communication is a little bit different. You let me know.
It's a lot different. And it's also where are they at in their lives? They have kids. They have kids anywhere from, say, 10 years old and now in high school, or some, they're grown. So they're looking more for longevity. How do I continue working out, enjoying the activities that I want to do even more? And it's not about, let me go ahead and try and squat 4 plates.
Right.
They're not about that anymore. Maybe they were at some point in time, but right now it's like, dude, my back hurts, my knees hurt. My kids are trying to beat me up. Let boys grow up.
Just trying to preserve what I have, man.
On,
exactly.
Man. Let's your son's in college right now, so you that arm wrestling thing with you.
Listen, I'm only putting 1 plate on each side. That's it when I'm doing my squat. You can have the rest of those plates. That's it.
Yeah. So where they're at right now, and it's for them. And that's what goes on.
For all those people again who inspire to do exactly what you do, because it sounds like you have your own business, so to speak, right? Like you can make your own hours and all that good stuff. Yeah. So you're a full-time entrepreneur helping other people who may also be entrepreneurs with their fitness journey, right?
Right.
So if somebody wanted to get into this, do exactly what you do, give me like 2 or 3 things, 2 or 3 steps that they should really focus on to become a Matt Peale.
Number one, you got to get certified.
Okay.
So I suggest the National Academy of Sports Medicine. They're the top one. They're accepted at any health club or gym across the country, and they really provide you with a lot of information and a lot of great support on the back end to get that done. 2, invest in some sales training. If you don't have any sales training, learn some sales training. The unfortunate part about this industry is you get a book, and of that book like that, 90% of it is about anatomy, physiology, how to build a body and understand how the body works. 10% is actually, this is how you're going to have to pay your bills.
Okay.
This should almost be
somewhere half and half to help you educate it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This business is really a love. Unless you're owning a facility and massive facilities, the average income for an average trainer out there is probably in the low to mid the year.
Really interesting.
So we provide a great service.
Right.
It's not generally one of the higher paid out there.
Okay.
So you really gotta love what you do.
So if you were like on game, like you were just around the clock hustler, what's an ideal amount of clients that someone could successfully like manage one time?
About 16 to 17, maybe 18.
Okay. That's quite a bit. That sounds like a lot, man.
It is. If you think about, a 40-hour-a-week position.
Sure. Okay.
We work in the mornings, we work in the evenings. During in the middle of the day is our dead time. To 2-ish, noon to 2-ish, that's kind of the time for us. Anywhere, depends. Someone wants to be from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m., whatever. You can also set your own schedules. That's great, but that's sometimes a pitfall for people. But when you're off of work is when I'm working.
Got you. You ever had those clients that like they say, okay, from 3, like it works for me, and you ever had clients like that where you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning working with them?
So 3 in the morning? No.
Yeah, like they 12 a.m. or they start at 1 or 2 a.m. just because they have weird schedules or they can't sleep at night. I don't know.
No, not with those. Those still come in kind of hours.
Sure. So a question I'm burning to ask you: How do you separate your personal life from your professional life? Because I would imagine a lot of these people that you train, you're going to see them out and about like on a daily basis, right? They're going to be like, Matt, come on, help me do this, or this has happened to me, and they want to pull you away and talk to me.
My long-term clients are also my friends. I've been friends with them for years. I still have friends in California that have been my clients. So that's part of it. I think a good person, a good wellness coach, someone like myself, builds relationships that last outside the gym. Okay. And you naturally become friends. They're in a vulnerable position, right? They're giving you their weaknesses, and you're seeing that. So it's building that relationship, building up, and you just become friends with some of them. But also on the flip side, you're right. How do you separate it? I am out, and someone sees me with a beer in my hand, or someone sees me eating something.
I'm being judgmental. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
What are you doing, man? You're not supposed to eat that. I said, I'm a human being, dude. Okay. I like beer. I like whiskey. I like steak. I like cheesecake. Okay. Guess what? I just don't eat it every day or drink it every day.
So you can have it, though. You can have it, is what you're telling me.
I do. You can.
I knew I liked you, man, because now you're inspiring me. I can go have my little drink, I can have my steak, and I can still be fit. Come on now, let's go.
That's why I tell people, because I said Louisiana, New Orleans, not just Louisiana, New Orleans area. Food and festivals and booze. Yep. Love all of it. I do all of it. But if you can be good Sunday through Thursday, call it Sunday through Friday lunch.
Okay.
If you want to do something Friday, great. Saturday, have a great time. Sunday, guess what?
Back on the grind.
Wagon.
Back on the grind again.
You can manage it.
So basically, I can get a good day and a half where I can my cheat for about a good 18, 20 hours maybe. Okay. Look, I'm already inspired. That's what's up. Okay. So you've already shared some of the pitfalls for your your profession. What are the like misconceptions that are out there? Anything else you can share with me?
Those are probably the big ones that I shared.
Yeah.
One, that you're only working with the hot, sexy people all the time.
Right.
Right? And you're not. You're not. Two, all you have to do is be hot and sexy, and people are going to throw their money at you. No.
Doesn't work like that,
doesn't
no.
happen either. And three, that you're going to make $450,000 a year and be on whatever X television show or the next greatest influencer and be on Easy Street. Like, no, that is like any other industry, the 1%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's none of us that are working our asses off
Right.
every day.
Okay. So just you look good doesn't mean your bank account is going to look good as well. And so I picked up on, with the certification, we talked about a big thing about you have to develop marketing skills because this is a sales related business. You can work for these large organizations like a 24-hour fitness or these big gyms, and they will have you around people, but you still have to start networking and talk to these people in order to generate business for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Right.
You got to give to take, not like anything else.
Mm-hmm. And you hold people back from achieving and accomplishing their fitness goals.
Their mindset. One, we have the instant gratification, right? That's what everybody's out after that now. Yeah, I've worked out once. Where's that at?
It can't be just once. Come on, that's all I need. Sometimes, listen, give me a win if I just started, man. Come on.
So it's realistic expectations for yourself. And knowing, like, the New Year's are coming as we record this. In a couple of months, they're coming. So setting yourself up with the expectation, it's a process. Mm-hmm. Like saving money in your account. I put my savings account today. Woo! Hey, don't retire. Right? It's not time.
Right.
You got to keep doing that.
Yeah.
But if you keep just that $100 or that $25 a week, it gets there. And that's where people have to start with. $25 a week. Just put $25 a week away. Just give yourself 2 days a week right now to get in it. And if you're not used to getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, just overall, then don't say I'm going to be at the gym at 5 a.m. tomorrow. It's not going to happen.
No, it's hard to maintain that habit because you're so not used to it. Right?
Yeah. So work out your habit where you can be successful. And if that literally involves just let me put my running shoes on and just put some clothes in a bag just every day. Let me just start on that. And even if I don't do anything but walk around the parking lot, fine. Great. Start there.
Yeah. So what are you trying to make in your profession?
Good question. And it's a bigger impact because I really want one. I love traveling the world as you've seen on LinkedIn and people.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm always somewhere.
Inspired. I mean, listen, that you're only making $30,000 a year and you're always in freaking Germany hanging out with everybody in London and stuff like this. I'm like, dude, you're not telling us something. Something's going on.
I am making more than $30,000 a year.
Yeah, okay.
But the average out there, but that goes back to networking though too, right? Who do you know? Sure. How do you build this? So it's just we got distracted.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I asked you what impact you was trying to make, and then I cut you off.
In a traveling world. So there's 2 ideas that I have right now. Share out there to everybody and see what's going on. One is, as a sports performance coach and corrective exercise specialist, I see what happens after people go through physical therapy. Right? There's still a gap to where I'm not back at X, but guess what? Insurance is done paying for it. So one of the things I like to start is something called post-rehab physical therapy, post-rehab performance training. Sorry.
Okay.
And that would be like a nationwide franchise of locations that specifically helps people after they're done with some type of physical therapy to continue working on that, whether they're athletes or you just got in a car wreck. But guess what? You can't go to PT anymore because your insurance said you had 8 sessions.
Yeah, you're done, yeah.
But you're not done. So come to us and let us work with that with you. The second thing I'm working on is something called Performance Institute for Executives, and that is going into companies and conducting workshops about the benefits of this nutrition, specific types of training, maybe even stacking some trainers in there, setting up workshops writing more books, traveling around implementing this PIE, which I'm PI, right? A slice a day keeps the competition away.
Okay.
So those are a couple of ideas I really have that I'd like to make a massive impact with.
That's a good segue based off what you share with me, because now that the pandemic is behind us, right, and we can knock on wood, hopefully, another one around the corner. But now that it's behind us and more people going back into the office full time, I can only imagine like your services would be beneficial, because these organizations, they're trying to keep people in the office longer.
Right.
And part of that has to be with their fitness, because what I'm picking up on, if you're fit, it helps stimulate your brain power, which helps you with performance at the office. Is that
correct?
Right? Okay.
Correct. So that's a little thing, and we'll start to wrap up here on it. Neuroplasticity, and that's just the building of neural pathways in the brain.
Right.
New neural pathways, which also helps with your balance, coordination, agility, decision making. So exercise does really three things, and playing your little brain games on here, that does not do it. And that it helps improve speed of processing information.
Yeah.
Okay. Short-term and executive function. So what is executive function? Those buttons on your shirt right there, knowing that you can do that. Think of people who have dementia, Alzheimer's, and they look at their button. They don't know how to brush their teeth. They don't know how to button their shirt. They don't button their pants, right? That's executive function. So exercise, elevating your heart rate, doing complex movements like squats, what have you, helps the brain to make these little functions become habit. So you don't got to think about them, right? That's what executive function is. Speed of processing information. So as you're under stressful conditions, as we talked about, adversity at work, you have this department, that department going on. You can process information faster from all your five senses come in. And then short-term memory recall. Obviously, what did they just say? What were we just talking about? Okay, now I can do that.
Okay.
Faster than someone who is sedentary and not using these things.
So it's important to stay in shape is what I'm getting. It's important to stay in shape. Listen, I follow you, and I know you and I, we're connected on LinkedIn. Like I said, we've been connected for quite some time. And I see your networking skills. I see your presence. Like you're very visible out there. But for other people who are not connected with you, drop some knowledge, man. How can they connect with you? How can they follow you? How can they gain some insight? And more importantly, how can they contract you?
Right, good question. Thank you. So obviously LinkedIn, we talked about Matthew Peale. That's why I'm on there. Instagram, I'm on Matt Peale CES, and then that's MATTPEALE, then the letter CES. My business page for Facebook is Athlete in the Game of Life. You can also follow me on X. I'm not as active on there, Matt Peale. And my website is mattpeale.com, or my blog's on there, my podcast, the Peale Appeal podcast. And then I just
you do got a podcast, okay?
Yeah, just put a book out on audiobook on Amazon. So now
let's go. Let's get it. Yeah, let's get it.
You don't just read it; you can listen to it.
I like that. I'm an audio guy anyway, so that's the best for me.
Yeah. So
that's how I connect with you. Okay. And before we get out of here and you wrap things up, wasn't you like featured like on a news or something like that?
Yeah, I've done some TV.
Look, you got that face. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did some TV here on Great Day, Louisiana, which is on locally WWL TV, which is our CBS affiliate.
Okay.
So I did here. I was on that. So I guess you could go look on their archives. You can see that with Malik.
All right. I know I asked you a crap load of questions, but I'll let you close this out. I mean, at least before I wrap things up. Is there anything else you want to share with the audience, man?
No, man. That's it. Just do something, right? Do something.
Yep. Listen, I enjoyed. I hope everybody else get as much out of this as I did. So listen, if you want to level up your fitness journey, you want to level up your fitness goals, this is definitely an individual you want to connect with. This is Matt Peale. He dropped all his socials. He also has a podcast and featured in the local news in Louisiana. And the best part, you're an executive out there and you just need that little bit, or you run a wellness program at your organization and you're looking for somebody to come in and help you with programs to help your team reach their highest peak of performance, you definitely want to connect with Matt Peale. As always, this wraps us up. Thanks for hustling with us. Thanks for grinding with us. Until next time, keep hustling. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.